What's up, everybody? Welcome to 𝙎𝙬𝙧𝙙𝙬 Farms Live. I totally just put everything together last minute for today's live and haven't even told people in Marco. So we're going to see how we go today. But it has been a busy week here on the farm, and we're going to sit and have a little chit chat about it.
Yeah.
And we have some updates. We kind of like discussed some things and plans for the farm and the garden. So I'm excited to go over some of those today. We'll give some time for people to hop in here, and then we'll get started. So I will say one thing this week. Today was the first day in, gosh, how long you think? A while that the weather is tolerable.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Carpenter Self-Reliance, welcome, welcome. I'll have to check out that channel. I don't recognize that name. But I like your logo. Taking a little peek at it. So, yeah, we had 72 degrees here today. It's been like 90-some. I mean, it feels like for what, the last month or two? It's been kind of stupid hot. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like working outside at all when it's that hot. I feel like that's Texas weather where he's from, and it should not be here in Pennsylvania, but that's just me.
Fair enough.
So it definitely puts a damper on being productive or even wanting to be productive. So Skinner Farmers, welcome, welcome. How to garden. Welcome, guys. Yeah, we actually were able to do stuff at Watt. Been with you for a little while. It's hard to keep up with all the, it is. Honestly, I started going through, I know I like over 1,000 or I'm sub to over 1,000 channels. And I started going through the ones that I didn't quite recognize because I hadn't seen them in a while, and unsubscribing to the ones that hadn't made an update in like 6 months, 5 months or more. And every time I do it, I go back and it still says you have over 1,000. So I'm wondering if it just stops keeping track at 1,000. So maybe I actually have like 1,200 or something, because the number has not gone down yet. And I know I was unsubbed from like, I don't know, 30 channels. So, hey, Matt, welcome, welcome. But I'm going to keep going through the list. And if people, I mean, there was one channel I don't think they've updated in 2 years. I'm like, I don't even remember subbing to them. I guess I did at some point in the early days. What's elbow cough supposed to be? Is that like some secret language between you two?
That's the...
With the dab?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's not called elbow cough.
No, it's not.
Old man.
Who called it elbow cough?
You did. That's what it says right here.
Oh, that's really because that's...
Oh, does it show it? Oh, it doesn't show it as emoji in StreamYard. Oh.
I was like, what are you doing?
Well, I was calling you out on how old you are. So.
You mean how young I am?
No.
Because that's what the young kids do.
I hear how noisy our bones are when we wake up in the morning. And it's like I'm eating Rice Krispie treats or something. Snap, crackle, pop everywhere. It's true. You do like a dance every morning to crack your bones. It's the same dance every morning. Hey, Big Bear.
I don't like that you're calling me out.
What? That you're old?
Yep.
I mean, that much should be obvious. So, one of the things I was gonna do a quick Google search for the things we were gonna buy. Yeah. I haven't found them yet. I don't think I spelled it right.
You didn't spell it right.
How do you spell it? Oh, wait. It's an O. Why'd I put Q?
Yeah, it's an O.
Whatever. So we decided, well, we started putting up fencing today because it was finally nice weather and 70 degrees. I wasn't going to waste it. Donald wasn't going to waste it. So he put up a whole bunch of fence. I helped a little bit, and then I had to do other things. But let me show you guys. the work Donald did today, because he did a really good job and he was really dedicated. We actually skipped card night with Dad, which is not something we do. We do card night with Dad every Sunday because it's, you know, quality time we get to spend with him, and he loves playing rummy. But let me show you what Donald did. So you guys know the lumber prices are crazy right now, and we felt this was the best option for creating fencing for us on our property, because we had started a wood fence. We put down concrete, what do they call that, base? When you put the concrete in and then you put the hole in.
I just call it cement. The post, cemented post.
So we had started a fence, what, 2 years ago with that? I feel like it was 2 years ago now.
I don't think it was 2 years ago, was it?
Anyway, so this is what we decided to do instead, because of lumber prices, because of time constraints. So yeah, you guys can kind of see it. So we basically just did T-posts and cattle panels, which a lot of people do, like the trellises, and we have the trellises in the garden too. But we decided we're doing our whole garden area, one, because the deer are eating all my freaking stuff, and they're eating our peach trees and our apple trees, and I'm just sick of it. So we're doing this whole big fence around with the cattle panels and T-posts. We originally going to do a wood fence, but with the wood prices, if you're putting in the concrete posts or the concrete base, you can't really move that. If we ever want to move this, you just pick it up, move it. And cattle panels can be used for so many different things, like trellises and fencing in other places or whatever. So this is kind of what we spent the day doing today. We're not quite done, but we're doing this because, one, to save our garden, but let me get you a picture of something we are thinking about buying. And it's so rare. Would we find there's only 2 farms in the whole United States that has this, right?
And one of them actually comes from the other one.
Yeah.
So it's really only one farm really doing it.
So it could be an initial investment as well. But let me upload the picture. I'll show you guys what we're thinking of getting. We are thinking of getting some of these. It's uploading. 1 second. These are called, what do we call them? Ouissant.
Ouissant.
Ouissant. It's a French breed of sheep.
It's not the T's pronounced.
Ouissant. Ouissant. Whatever. Like croissant.
Like croissant.
Anyway,
Ouissant.
the really small and rare breed of sheep. And we don't have a very big area in general. Like, we've only got like 1.25 acres. So getting really big sheep, we would be very limited on how many we could get to rotate in our grass. But we feel like this breed, because it's so small, would be interesting to start out with and kind of maybe start breeding them. Maybe we can be another resource for getting this breed more more known and more out in the United States. And we found out the issue with the farm that's breeding these, you can't ship.
Yeah, they're banned from being shipped from overseas to the United States. I don't know why. I haven't figured out why yet. But before they banned the shipping the semen over, they that's how they did it, to breed their sheep.
Yeah. So the farm that's breeding them now, they crossbreeded them with the Shetland, and they're going to slowly, through breeding, get to the original, what do you call it, percentage?
Pure blood.
Pure blood.
Purebred. Yeah, so the highest they're at now is 7/8. 7/8 Ouissant.
Do you have to shear them? Yes.
Yes, you do have to shear them. That's one of the things we found.
We're going to learn to do it.
Or we're going to learn, but they apparently, per body weight, they give 10% wool, which apparently is the largest amount for any sheep. I don't know if that's true or not. Haven't verified.
Just something we read.
Just something we read. And they're also the world's smallest breed of sheep.
They're so tiny. They're like the size of a chicken.
Yeah, they're as tall as a chicken, or a chicken is as tall as they are.
Which, for 1.25 acres of land, that seems like a pretty good experiment. Because we wanted to get maybe 2 normal sized sheep, and then we were going to try to rotate them in the garden area, because we don't want we don't want them to just be in one spot all the time. We're very much into rotational grazing, but and I got an acre and a quarter. Where am I going to rotate them to? So we figured with this smaller sheep, we're going to try it, see how it works. If nothing else, I mean, we can eat them or sell them or something. Got some shears that will say that'd be awesome. I actually don't know how to shear yet. That's something we're going to learn how to do. I do have a cousin that is a
I think he's sheared before, but is a farrier. But he's done some shearing.
And his girlfriend owns goats. Not that you, I don't know if she owns the goats that you would shear, but we'll find out. So he might have resources if nothing else. Yeah, we didn't know about that breed either. We were researching breeds. We wanted something that was a little more docile because, I mean, I like the fencing that we're going to have, but I'm always worried about them breaking through and getting in the road and getting hit or something like that. We wanted something that was, we were originally going to go with one that you didn't have to shear, but then we're like, you know, every breed we're looking at is pretty big, like 200 pounds or something. So this was an interesting choice. We're going to try it out.
And we were also thinking, because we have such a small area.
Yes, we do have Coyote's Fuzz Fork.
We want to try to make sure everything that we have gives as much as we can get from it.
Yeah.
Like, utilize as much as possible.
Yeah. When you're on an acre and a quarter, it's always an interesting experiment to see, well, how much can you do on your land? And we definitely we're building an orchard, but we obviously don't want to put the goats in the orchard because they're going to eat those trees. But sheep are going to be focused more on the grazing aspect. And so we wanted something to put over there with them. So we were going to get some sheep and then some ducks if we start having a snail problem over there together, I think. Because
eventually I'm going to have some cover crops growing in to get the soil a little bit better.
Yeah.
But apparently that's what a lot of people will do with orchards is they'll get sheep and they'll mow.
Yeah, Big Bear says it's hard on the back. We actually saw a video, and I want to say it must be a homesteader it is a homesteader we follow, and he's in Australia. The guy that built like a sling to lay in
where he lays in
when he shears. I'll have to see if I can find who that was. It was a homesteader in Australia. It wasn't down under, and it wasn't, what's that guy's name? The one we were watching for a while.
I'm bad with names.
Josh. No, not Josh. I think it starts with a J.
Jeff?
I don't know. But it's not those two. It's one that we just happened across their video and we were subbed to them. Let me catch up on comments. So I hate how StreamYard's comments are always so laggy. I dance to Call Me Al every morning. Oh, Call Me Al. I thought you danced to Shake It Off or something. Wasn't that the one in the video that he was in? Jason?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So yeah, we're going to think about get these Where is Quebec Homestead? She would know how to say this. Wassaw. And we're going to finish fencing in that area. It's going to have to be soon. We basically have decided to let our garden go. We decided that this weekend because everything we plant is getting ate by the deer. And so it's getting a little late to do much of our main plants. We're still going to do the winter garden. We're doing that actually up by the house because when it snows, I don't want to go down to the garden in the ice and snow. And I think closer to the house, it'll be a little bit more protected anyway in the winter. But besides that, everything, like I've got some zucchini and tomatoes I'm just going to put in pots and just grow them on the deck because that's all we can do right now with the deer issue. And if our neighbor right next door would stop feeding the deer, maybe we wouldn't have such an issue. But
now we noticed today also one of our chickens has learned that he feeds deer with cracked corn.
I watched one of our chickens waltzing down to the neighbors.
She walks all the way down there, gets the cracked corn and comes back.
Smart chicken. I'm betting Quebec, right? So yeah, we just decided to let the rest of the garden go. We do have a couple things growing in there. We've got like stuff that's perennial. I've got tons of thyme. We had all kinds of bees in the garden, which is great. And I honestly don't mind leaving the garden because of all the bees that were in there. I mean, it was buzzing. We have oregano. It's my dad joke. And we've got like some lettuce and kale coming up and everything, but we're just going to let it go. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually bring the goats down this fall. and let them have at it. Keep them off of the fruit trees, but we're just going to let them mow down, because we kept thinking about, you know, what are we going to do to get down all of this weed and all of this stuff that's growing? And I'm like, I don't want to do it. And you don't want to do it. That's back-breaking labor. So why not give our goats a job and let them go down, mow down the garden, and then we will put down cardboard and start again next year. So that'll give us time to also put up this fencing to protect from the deer, because the deer are just ridiculous right now.
And they're eating our peach trees.
Yeah.
And our plum trees and the grapes.
Yeah, they're starting to eat our grapes now, our grape plants, and I'm just done. I'm going let us leave the dad jokes, the professionals. That would be you for sure.
We have thought about the motion detection lights. We didn't think about the water sprinklers.
And then someone told me in one of my networking groups to put out Irish Spring, but we tried that one year and it didn't work for us. And then the lion potter guy said something about tuna cans on a string.
Yeah, because of the noise.
But honestly, I just want to fence it in. So we're going to use a little bit of our emergency savings. We're going to buy all of the fencing, and we're probably going to get it done by the end of summer. Maybe sooner.
I'm hoping by the next 2 days.
Maybe the next 2 days. Depends on how hot it is. Today was gorgeous. 72 degrees, overcast, breezy. Loved it. But when it's 90 degrees, no. Do you have a bow? Yes. I have a recurve with a 50-pound draw.
I think he means with, like, for your hair.
Why would I need a bow in my hair?
I don't know.
I think he means a bow as in shooting the deer.
Probably.
We have a bow.
But we do.
We have a Mauser and we have a 12 gauge. So we have options. And yes, that is something that we're going to I definitely want to do this year, is just sit out there and take my pick and fill the freezer, because I'm just tired of it. Electric fence, aluminum foil, peanut butter, deer gone. You're going to have to explain that one. Peanut butter. Aluminum foil. I don't know that one. But yes, that is certainly, we're willing to try all kinds of things, but we're still going to, because if we're going to put the sheep in there anyway. And the garden, if you have like a square, the garden's like a little part of that. So we're wrapping the whole thing, and then we're putting a pallet fence around the garden to keep the sheep out when we get them. Probably won't be until next year when we get the sheep, at least.
Probably.
But at least we'll have the fencing up. We've actually been rotating our meat chickens within the orchard, and that's working pretty good, keeping the grass down.
You can actually see them in that picture posted.
Oh yeah, you can see the former chicken tractor. That little white box there in the center. That's where they're currently rotated every 2 days. We rotate them around through there.
Actually, I've been doing it every day now.
Yeah, they're getting fat. Fat meat chickens. I'm all about it.
I got them between two of the, one of the peach trees and the plum. I can move it over one more section, and then I can come down the fence row.
Yeah. And then I think along that fence with that driveway, that's one of our neighbors' driveways, we're going to plant a bunch of evergreens. One for privacy, and then 2
windbreaks,
and then 3 deer food, because we want to do 1 tree a month for the deer to help with not deer food.
Goat
food.
I immediately knew what you meant.
Deer on the brain. Goat food. If we do 1 a month, it'll help keep the parasites down for the goats. And then like a couple for Christmas trees. And then we just replant. Dig it up, replant. Like, I think we decided we needed 84 trees in order to cover a year. And the cycle that it takes before you can cut them down. Right? I think we said 84 trees.
I thought it was 14.
Why would it be 14 if we need 1 a month for a year, and then to regrow?
Well,
they take how long to regrow?
14, but then it's 6 years.
Yeah.
So you need 14 a year for 6 years.
Yeah. So wouldn't it be 14 times 6?
6 is 84.
Yeah.
But not 84 a year.
No, but we need to plant 84 total.
No, you need to plant 14 first, because...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. But we wouldn't just start with 14, right?
Yeah. Because if you only do that first or that 6th year,
I guess we would, yeah.
by the time they're big enough, if you did all of them, they're all going to be too big by the time you get to them.
Oh, I see what they're talking about with the peanut butter now. Peanut butter on aluminum foil, and then put the aluminum foil on the electric fence. I'm fine with shocking some deer. We could put that chicken fence over there, maybe. Maybe they'll lick it. Yeah, your comment hasn't come through yet, so
Well,
I don't know why you give me.
I wanted you to watch it for it to come in.
She might do that to me. Are you planning to lick peanut butter on aluminum foil?
I don't know. If I just happen to walk by and I see peanut butter out, I'm like,
So a lesson for the Homestead ladies, just keep an eye on your husbands if you do this, apparently.
Might want to throw a sign out. Don't lick this.
No.
Peanut butter for deer.
I'm going to let you lick it. So. But yeah, so we need 16. So we need 16 trees along that row then.
14.
Or 14, yeah. Shut up.
You're always changing my numbers.
Changing my mind, that's for damn sure. Don't pee on it either. Don't lick the fence, Donald.
I'm not licking the fence. I'm licking the peanut butter.
I wonder if coyotes would lick it too, because they are like dogs.
They might.
We do have coyotes. So here's a question. Big Bear, this is a perfect question for you. I've always wondered this, and I always get mixed answers. But deer can't read. That's why they put the deer crossing signs up. Can coyotes jump a cattle panel fence? How far can they jump? It's always been a concern of mine because we have the goats. Now, the goats are really close to the house. So I think they're safe. But if we put sheep down there, I know coyotes have gotten our chickens down there before. So that's my concern.
I'm not even worried about them jumping. I think it's the climbing.
Can coyotes climb?
Because foxes can climb.
Yeah, but fox isn't going to. Well, they might kill the sheep. They're small. Would a fox go after a small sheep, Jason? That's a good question. Well, we were planning to put them up at night.
I mean, it's like a small dog.
We were planning to put the sheep up every night. She says, Robin says, yes, no problem. They can climb it, but they will dig first. That's right. Coyotes. Well, our land's a little hard to dig with the clay, but.
Suckers.
Joke's on you, coyotes. But they can probably still dig it.
Joke's on you. Our stuff's compacted.
Joke's on you. We have shit soil. Yes, a fox will go after a small sheep.
So, well, that's why we'd probably wait for next year anyway for the sheep, so I can get the chicken wire all the way around.
It's not going to help them from climbing it or digging underneath, though.
No, but it will help them from going through it.
Yeah.
So, one obstacle done. Now just 38 more.
Yeah, we will have to put the sheep up every night, though. Now, so the other thing that we're going to do, I'm Jason's proxy. His fan is dead. I was wondering, I was like, where'd Jason go? I need him. Is because we're going to rotate these sheep to graze on different plots of that acre over there, is we're going to have an electric fence to keep them where we want them. That'll be a little extra protection until we put them up at night, but we're still going to have to put them up at night.
Yeah.
And we're going to need a good electric supply there, which we've got because we've got the flag light over there.
To be honest, I wasn't actually planning on having it electrified, but now I'm probably going to.
Yeah. So that's good to know. Get a couple fainting goats, as bad as it sucks and sounds. That's what they're bred for.
As fodder?
As fodder? Like sacrificial goats?
That's like pushing your friend down as you run away from the tiger?
I don't have to run fast. I just have to run faster than you.
Or just, and then run.
Now, Jolene, our black goat, we think she's part fainting because her legs get stiff every now and then.
I'm 100% certain she's part fainting.
Jolene could be our sacrificial goat.
That's messed up.
So bad. Yeah, so we'll have to definitely take some extra precautions. I wasn't thinking about
have Jolene down with the sheep.
Yeah.
Hell, yeah. She'd knock the dang coyotes out.
Yeah. I mean, we lock up all the animals at night except for the goats anyway. And the goats are surrounded by electricity except where those pallets are, which I'm only still concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
And the chickens are in there too. And raccoons could easily get to those chickens. So we should start locking them up. So the goats right now, the only thing we don't lock up at night. That's because we don't actually have a lockable barn. Now, we are thinking about taking some of our emergency savings and getting like a metal shed to convert into a temporary goat barn because we don't have a lot of goats and they're smaller anyway. So we could lock up the goats at night in that. What are you thinking?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I had like 3 things going on in my head.
Yeah, we don't like to use chicken wire for most things. I think for what he's trying to do, which is mostly just keeping the chickens from getting out towards the road, we should be okay. But
yeah, because the things are small enough, like on the cattle panels, and I put them on the inside. So if anything is going to try to pull, they got to pull in a square that much. So it shouldn't be that much of an issue.
And maybe because I was planning to do a vlog video, I almost finished the Cayenne editing yesterday. For the Cayenne video, I'll probably have it finished tomorrow. So we'll have a video coming out tomorrow on Cayenne, but I want to do a vlog that just kind of goes over some of these changes that we've been doing. So maybe I'll actually physically get footage of what he's talking about. Do you want to do that tomorrow?
Sure.
Yeah. So maybe we'll put out a vlog this week too that'll kind of go over all of that.
And we'll be doing a lot of, on that other side, we'll be doing a lot of the wood chips.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading so many books.
Oh yeah. What's the one book you were reading? You just finished this one, Teaming with Microbes.
Yeah. So I finished that one last week.
And he likes that one.
And I 100% highly recommend that one to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past the first couple of chapters, because that's where they talk specifically about microbes and the actual name and all that, and some of the benefits, then they go into actually good hard stuff. Don't worry about that.
You just want me to block your face?
Yeah, that's okay. You can block my face. But now I've gone through Grow a Revolution. I think it's what it's called. Growing Revolution.
I didn't see that one in Audible. I saw.
You didn't see that one in Audible?
No.
Let me show you that one in Audible.
Well, the one he's reading now, though, is one I want to read because it goes into a lot of how soil and nutrition go together. And that's this one. The Soil Will Save Us. And both of the links to these are in the description below, by the way.
That is not that one.
Is that not it?
No. I did read that one, though.
What'd you think of this one?
That one's pretty good. It's definitely, I would say that's a beginner book just to go into regenerative agriculture. Like, what do you call those? Testimonials? That would be like a testimonial book, but it talks about the different farmers and scientists that have come up with the ideas and what they're doing and how to fix it. And they go a little bit of a detail. I would actually start with that one and start with Growing Revolution and then go to Teaming with Microbes.
So start with this one and then start with the Growing Revolution, which I'll have to find a picture of, and then go with Teaming with Microbes.
Yeah.
He said this one was really good. I'll probably read this one.
That one's probably my favorite so far.
Yeah. I would probably read that one.
The one I'm reading now is The Dirt Cure.
The Dirt Cure. Yeah, I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that one on Audible. I'll double check though.
Well, I mean, I'm reading it from Audible, so.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about shared Audible.
It's going to be in there. Well, just Google a picture of it.
Well, let me show you the book that I'm reading.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one I'm reading.
Yours.
You guys see what I have to deal with? Like, can I get an upgrade or something? I don't know. So this is the one I'm reading. This is a third in a trilogy right now that I'm reading. I think I also put a link to that one down below. I just finished the second one today, and then I started this one. Like, I actually bought extra credits just to simply get to that one. But yeah, well, then you tell them about what you really liked about the one that talks about the gut health while I look for this picture.
The Dirt Cure. Okay, so the Dirt Cure talks about the correlation between soil health, food health, and body health. Basically, it goes into what foods are healthy, what foods hurt, the different practices, how they came to be. Talks about the food industry, what they're doing. I mean, it's a very, very good book so far. The first chapter or two was kind of a little dull. But, I mean, I'm not through with it yet. I am on chapter 15 out of 21. But I got 3 hours left. But it's 100% recommend on that one too. It's very good.
So here's a link to the Dirt Cure. And from what he was telling me, it sounds pretty interesting. And one of the analogies they said in the book I really enjoyed. And it was that the soil is equal to the gut as far as how important it is, or something like that.
Oh, so the gut is the body's soil, is what she said. So, and the idea of that is if you heal your soil, it's going to, and yet you have healthy soil, you're going to have healthy plants, which means you're going to have healthy food. If you heal your gut, that means you're going to have a healthy body, because and now the author of the book is a neurologist, so she's gone through a lot of medical school, and she's done a lot more research. She did some stuff with Johns Hopkins and all this stuff, and I think the National Institute of Health. But she goes through it. What was I talking about?
The gut health and the soil.
She goes through with the gut health. Apparently, the gut health, a lot of issues with the body, like it's weird things like ear infections, are linked to a lack of good gut biome or bacteria. And if you heal your gut, you actually heal a lot of the body's natural ailments and diseases and whatnot. So it's a pretty awesome book. I like that book a lot.
I'm going to destroy this fly live on
Destroy
YouTube.
it.
I'm going to murder live on YouTube.
Yeah. Again, it takes the first one. It takes me a little bit to get used to the narrator, because I read these on Audible and I do this at work. So I have one earbud in while I'm actually doing work, or I'll listen while I'm out doing chores and working on the farm, and it makes it go by so fast.
We've been destroying books lately,
but yeah, it's so good. Talks about like dairy products and CAFOs and pasture raised. So it's yeah, it's a really good book.
Yep. So we talked about we're getting the sheep probably next year. We're setting up the fencing for it now. We have given up on the garden for this year, for the most part. Not everything. Like we'll still have some vegetables, just not to the extent. I swear I'm gonna get that fly. Not to the extent that we wanted, because honestly, I don't know about you guys, and I know Dee, you've been dealing with this some down there. I don't want to plant in 95-degree weather. I don't want to do it. And given like heat stroke issues and whatever, I don't want to do it. It's just too much for me. So I am going to have a bunch of potted vegetables this year, and we're just going to let the goats have at it. It's free goat food right now, so they can clear it out. We do have some herbs growing that we've been planting. We've got some vegetables growing, and we'll have a winter garden up here, and that's I'm fine with that.
I also read another book. I read 3 books this week, or listened to.
I still count that as reading.
The Entangled Life.
Oh, that one you said was awful, though.
I do not recommend that book.
We had talked about that book at another live, The Entangled Life. It had a really pretty cover, but
very pretty cover. It was highly recommended. It was during that soil symposium with Dr. Elaine Ingram and the virtual one, whatever, where we were.
Oh, the Soil Summit, yeah.
The Soil Summit, that's what it was. And it has some good points in it, but I think those good points I could find in another mycorrhizal book.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting for the teaming with fungi to go into autumn. But like 2 or 3 chapters talks is the guy, it's talking about fungus and the roles of fungus and mycorrhizal fungi and mycelium and fungal hyphae and all this. But in 2 or 3 chapters, he talks about him doing LSD.
Yeah.
Which apparently LSD is derived from fungus.
Well, you were telling me about that. Like he was talking about his drug endeavors back in the day.
And so I'm just like, okay, well this
isn't that what we were reading it for?
This is just weird. But and he has a very he's got a very thick British accent, so it's hard for me to follow a lot of the stuff. But there's a lot of pauses too, so I had to speed it up just to get through the pauses, so I listened for him. But I finally got through it. It was like 8 hours
of misery.
Yeah, I had to do like 2 or 3 days worth of it. But I don't recommend it.
Yeah, we don't recommend Entangled Life, or he doesn't. I haven't read it. I will read that one, the dirt soil one, whatever it was called again. Dirt Cure.
The Dirt
I
Cure.
do want to read that one. I'm very big into reading books on nutrition, even though I'm fat and unhealthy. We are changing that slowly. And I used to be really big into holistic nutrition. We've done like Whole30, paleo, like understanding gut health and your gut flora, and making sure we're drinking bone broth and stuff like that. We kind of get out of that and got lazy, so we're kind of getting back into that. So I think this book will be relevant to my getting us back into routine for that.
Yeah, I'm reading. I'm like, I really like this book, but I know she'll like it a lot more.
Yeah. Just feeding the chickens. How many chickens you got, Drops? Carpenter says their garden's about done. They plowed their corn under today. Yeah. Well, you guys have a longer planting season, I think. So you probably started way earlier. Because I think he's near D. Delicious.
Yeah, I think he's in South Carolina.
Yeah. That's one thing I haven't done in a while is play music on our lives.
Skinner Farms, the gut health tips. Yogurt.
Fermented foods.
Fermented
for
yeah,
probiotics.
Say it again.
Fermented foods for the probiotics.
That's what you want. But if you do fermented foods, you don't want to heat it, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't want to heat it because you'll kill it. Like a lot of people, when they eat sauerkraut, they'll cook it with their meal, but that kills a lot of the good stuff in it.
For instance, it's kind of like pasteurization.
Mm-hmm.
When you pasteurize, you kill bacteria. So if you heat up temperature hotter than 160 degrees, you're going to kill your bacteria. Just like composting. If your compost gets too hot, it's going to kill all the bacteria.
Which he knows because he's in wastewater, and that's what they have to understand is how to kill microbes and bad things.
But we don't heat them up anymore. Well,
yeah, you have the UV. Do you have the UV?
We have the UV for the sterilization, but the digester we heat up, but we only heat it to like 96 degrees, and it's just enough to where you can put it on fields, but it has to be on fields. This is like the biosolids
that aren't being consumed.
Fields that aren't being consumed for human consumption, that are not close to water, that are not close to public access. I mean, they literally have to go and mark the field exactly where you can put it.
So here's a question, because I never thought about this. Like, when I see a lot of the fields, especially around here, and I'm sure it's all over, but you see a lot of fields that are corn or soybean or whatever, or even hay, like alfalfa. What fields do they put that on? Is it like land that's just not being used?
No, they'll put it on. So it's usually on lands that like corn that's for cattle.
Oh, so our cattle are eating waste from public wastewater plants.
That's not heated at 100 that's not heated to Class A biosolids centers where it gets all the pathogens removed.
There you go, Jason. There's something for your foods not farm or foods not lawns crap.
Yeah,
that's disgusting. I mean, I don't know all of the bio process between all of that, but that sounds disgusting.
And the only reason we don't go to Class A,
take care, D,
is because the same people that we would give to Class A would take to Class B as a wastewater plant, so it's cheaper.
Skinner Farm's calling us out.
Okay, well, let's see here. But she said, let me work on.
He mentioned Franklin and Esther. So to answer your question, lady parts worked on and taken out. Your gut health is overall body health. It's not going to affect that as far as stuff getting taken out. It may help balance some of the hormones, but as far as like gaining weight, especially in the midsection, I think focusing on your gut health and drinking bone broth and making sure you're having fermented foods. If you're going to have dairy, especially fermented dairy like yogurts, raw milk,
Cheeses,
fermented cheeses, raw cheeses, I guess I should say, would all be good for that.
Kimchi. Oh.
Kimchi. Oh, we love kimchi. I made fajitas the other day where I just stuffed some kimchi in it. It was so good. Yeah, and we love sauerkraut. There's a company in Frederick, Maryland. I think it's called... Nope, I don't remember what it's called. I think it starts with an S. But they make the best sauerkraut I've ever seen, ever had.
Something Farm.
I want to say sweet, but I don't think it's sweet.
I gotcha.
He's going to look it up. Kimchi is like a Korean fermented cabbage. It's got certain spices that are integrated into it. What's funny, kimchi, I had a really cool biology teacher in high school. They actually had us make kimchi to see the fermentation process in 2-liter bottles.
It's not the Sweet Farm, is it?
I think it is a Sweet Farm.
Is it?
Go to their website. Do they say sauerkraut on there? I think they ship. But I think we can get some at the organic market. Stuff's so good. Expensive, but good. The best sauerkraut. I could eat it out of the container. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
I recognize the logo,
Yeah.
I think. Looks like they need website help, though.
There it goes. I didn't realize they did meat products too now.
Yeah. So there's that. I'm actually working on a website right now for a client that does... They say they have grass-fed beef, but they do grain-finished because they say that eating grass-fed beef is like eating grass-flavored beef. And I'm like, I don't know what beef you've had. I've been eating grass-fed beef for years and I have never tasted grass.
Well,
so
I have heard some people say they can taste it, but I'm also there. Yeah, that is that one. I also know that if you use cattle that have been bred on nothing but grain over and over and generation to generation, they're not going to taste as well on grass. Yeah.
She doesn't like spicy stuff other than me, but she likes cooked cabbage and crap like that. Yeah. If she likes sauerkraut, that would be good. You can get kimchi in the store that is probably not as spicy as like someone making kimchi. Anything fermented. Yogurts are always good. We found a brand of yogurt that we fell in love with. Like, I am obsessed with this yogurt. It is the best yogurt that either one of us has ever had, and it's called Brown Cow. It was in the organic section at Giant, and they had a vanilla cherry. They even have a maple yogurt, and it's so good. It's going to have sugar in it. It's not like the unflavored yogurt that you add your own honeys and stuff to, which is what I normally get. But
and they actually list the probiotics the cultures that they add in.
Yeah, it is really good. Brown Cow. Check that one out. You decided to retire, so not doing any IT work. I would love to retire. My business is actually kind of booming right now. But we are actually, and I'm going to link you guys this. I don't expect anybody here to have any interest in this at all, but I'm going to link it anyway. I put this site together the other day because Donald and I are getting into the crypto NFT space, but on a casual basis. We're not doing anything like investing. Like, we don't invest anything in crypto that we're not willing to lose. Like, it could be $50 here or there, whatever. But we decided, because I've been wanting to write this children's book series for a very long time now on teaching children how to understand certain animals' use and their care on the farm. So we decided to do that and also incorporate it into an NFT project for people that are into NFTs, which is basically like digital artwork that you can trace ownership to. It's kind of collectible. I guess a good way to think of it is like Pokemon card collectibles or something like that.
Or like if you have, if anyone is familiar with games, I play a lot of games. You can buy character skins or things for characters.
Yeah.
It'd be like that'd be the only one,
and you own it
ever.
Yeah. So we've hired a designer. We've put together the website. Where we actually went to Barnes and Nobles last week, bought some children's books because I was trying to figure out what age range I wanted to write these books for. Still, I'm not entirely sure. I thought like 6 to 10, but I'm looking at what the books they have listed that these kids read, and it's like
Novels.
And I'm like, well, I didn't plan to write a novel for this, but we'll see. So yeah, we're actually planning to launch this next month, maybe the first week of August, and see how it does. If it does well, minimum, we'll make enough money to pay off all our debt and then some. If it does well, I think I have the advantage of a marketing background to make it do well.
I have the advantage of having her.
I'm not your sugar mama.
Yes.
And then we are also, I'm a moderator for Gary Vaynerchuk's Discord, which is his for his NFT space. So I have a lot of connections with his team. He just launched an NFT company this week that he's going to help businesses get into the NFT space. Twitter's already in the NFT space. So, oh, look at that guy. Can we get rid of that guy? So we're planning to launch it. We have a lot of good connections in the NFT space, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been very interesting. Yeah, that's the big thing that we're focusing on. We put a lot of information on the website so far about our goals with this project. I'm researching because we're trying to do this as a way to inform farmers or show farmers there's additional ways to utilize your land and your story and your animals to bring in an income that's not necessarily just producing consumables. Kind of like thinking outside the box. So this is an experiment in that direction. And then I'm thinking about trying to find, and maybe you guys know, this is a good question for you guys. Do you guys know of a company or an organization out there that is a good farm support organization? You know, like what was that concert that used to be out there? I was trying to think. What was that farmer support concert?
Oh,
farm. I can't think. Farmer. John Mellencamp. It was like Willie Nelson's concert or something. But an organization like that we could maybe donate a percentage of the NFT proceeds.
Farm Aid.
Farm Aid. There we go. So thinking of something like Farm Aid that we could donate to. There you go. Sam Amuse knows it. So we're thinking of finding an organization like that we can just donate a portion of the proceeds to as well. I just don't know whether Farm Aid is going to be the one. I have to look into the politics of it. That's the issue. There's so many lobbyists and politics involved with some of these organizations. And I want to make sure I'm donating one or to one that's actually helping farmers. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my struggle. If you guys know of any or have recommendations, definitely let me know.
I'm waiting.
You waiting for more trolls?
Yeah, well, I saw it went from 9 to 10.
Well, we get them every week, so I'm not too worried. I mean, I obviously block them, but I don't know what they like. I remember back in the 90s when you would go and troll chat rooms and stuff, and it's like, what do you get out of it? I don't know. Whatever. Skinner Farms, right?
My next book is going to be Teaming with Nutrients.
Yes. That's a 3-book series, right?
Yeah. Teaming with Microbes, Teaming with Nutrients, and then Teaming with Fungi. But Teaming with Nutrients is on Audible. Teaming with fungi aren't. Actually, it might not be teeming with nutrients that I'm going to read next.
Yeah, we have a decent emergency fund right now, although we may have to use some of it because we definitely want to get this fencing in and everything. But it's not as big as I would like it to be. So if this NFT project takes off, it'll pay off our debt, give us a really good nest egg. We could probably start looking at our next farm because we don't want to stay here permanently. We want to get something bigger. So that's kind of the direction that we want to go. And I've already got ideas for other NFT projects if this one does well. I'll just keep it going. And what I like about NFTs, not to geek out on the NFT space, every trade after they all sell. So we're going to put out 5,000. They're all going to start out at 0.02 Ethereum, I think, at minimum. Some will be at like 1 Ethereum, which Ethereum is around $2,000, just to put it in perspective. Once they all sell, and then the trading begins, we get 10% royalties of every trade. So like for the life of like forever. So that could be a constant source of passive income as well, which I'm looking forward to. But while Donald's looking up his book, if Mama Z wouldn't mind grabbing a link really quick, I'm going to show our garden our channel shout out. We try to shout out a channel every live just to spread the love. And our channel shout out for today is one that has actually supported us for a long time. He grew very, very fast. And I actually won a giveaway for his channel the other day. But our channel shout out for today is Ridge Life. Ridge Life is a channel that focuses a lot on, he does a lot of prayer. He does a lot of homestead building. He does a lot of educational and shout out type videos. So he's very supportive of our channel, always has been. And just to show you guys really quick what we won a tank top. I picked the blue because, you know, we like blue, but I might have Donald model it for him. I don't know. But thanks to Ridge Life for our awesome tank top. We just got that this week. I'm really excited about that. Plus, it's freaking hot out, so tank tops. Samuel asks, what will the new farm grow or produce? So Donald really wants to get into cattle. We'll see how things go. I think you wanted to get Dexter. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see how we go. We're definitely going to have the orchard. We're going to have a lot more space for probably our own alfalfa and stuff for the goats and all of that.
Well, not the goats.
Not the goats. The sheep.
Sheep, maybe, yeah, not the goats.
The cows. So, and a bigger garden. And then we definitely have other ideas to utilize the land for a better purpose, whether we do like an Airbnb or something like that. We're not sure, but we definitely want to get off this road and in a place that's more private, and then a place that we have more room to expand. Like, we're doing really good utilizing what little land we have to produce something of value, but I want to do it on a bigger scale.
But we want more.
But we want more. So that's the goal anyway. We definitely want a big orchard. I don't know whether I don't know. We've tossed around the idea of doing like CSAs. I don't know that we want to do that.
Probably wouldn't do that. It'd probably just be
farmers market.
Maybe a farm store.
I think we definitely want to do a farm store. And like, I want to do all kinds, because I'm doing that herbal course with Rosemary Gladstar, that Science of Herbalism course. So I'm already thinking about different concoctions and things that I could put together. Sorry, I'm like shaking the table here. Consumable mixes and stuff like that. Teas. I mean, there's certain
tea garden.
There's all kinds of things we could do with the herbs and stuff. So that'll definitely be part of it. Anything that we grow, like we already butcher rabbits and chickens. We don't really sell them currently. We do have people that ask, and we will sell them rabbits. Like, we actually have a local police officer that likes to buy rabbits from us, and I'm fine with that. But I kind of want to keep some of it for ourselves and learn more about preserving food, smoking meats, build a smokehouse, stuff like that. Take care, How to Garden. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We'll be done in about 5 minutes anyway, so. But on the land we're on now, we're kind of focusing on more smaller consumables. We do the rabbits, the chickens. We're going to do these miniature sheep. And then herbs. We're not selling vegetables. We probably could if we really like expanded our land use for growing vegetables, but it wouldn't be enough to really make it worth it. So herbs, though, you can grow a lot more in smaller spaces.
Yeah, because also we have the orchard going, so that's going to take a little bit more room.
Mm-hmm.
But that's more sustainable.
Yeah, I love having an orchard. I remember having an orchard on my grandmother's farm growing up, and I've missed it. I never thought about putting one here. And then Donald's like, let's get some fruit trees. And I'm like, yes, let's do so.
Let's do this.
Let's do so. That's a good idea. Go over and tell me to ship the chamomile. Yeah, I actually have some chamomile growing. I never had luck growing chamomile before, but I got 2 pots, a Roman and a German. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it. Probably just teas for sleeping is what I'm thinking. I also have catnip, basil, and borage. I do have borage growing. You saw a picture. You guys probably saw on the community tab or
lemon bee balm.
Our Instagram. Yeah, lemon bee balm. I do have cayenne peppers growing. I don't have any fruits yet. Peppers always take the longest. But calendula, that's what I'm thinking. I have some calendula growing. But yeah, that's about all we got going on right now. We're just focusing on building the fence this week. And then we're just letting the garden go. We'll get some things out of it, but we're just going to let the goats mow it down later, prep it this fall while the weather is suitable, and then have everything ready so that we can plant in the spring and the summer. We just tend to it and not have to be out planting in the summer, which is kind of part of the issue we're dealing with right now. You have a lot of borage. Yeah, Wide Family Farm actually commented on my community tab when I was talking about the borage. She says it tastes really good, but you have to have a lot of it. I don't have a lot of it right now, but this is my first year growing it. I do have a big pot of it. It's just, I'm probably going to need a lot more. Honestly, the biggest thing that I want to grow flower-wise is hibiscus. I am obsessed with hibiscus tea, but every time, like Dad had a really good hibiscus plant growing. I think we killed it by accident, and then he planted one I was gifted in a very bad spot, and it didn't survive. So I've got seeds. I just haven't planted them. But hibiscus is my obsession right now. I want like 1,000 hibiscus plants. I don't know how many we can fit, but we're going to fit as many as we can on this property. I love hibiscus tea. Hey, Hedgehog. I remember you from before. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we got for right now. Oh, hyssop, yeah. Aw. I'm not sure what we've taught, but it's good to hear that stuff we've said has been useful. I mean, we still have, like, I've been really working on this cayenne video. I'm using a lot of stock footage, which I know we had someone who watches our channel that was just aghast. Like, how dare we use stock footage? But, you know, my cayennes are not growing right now. And stock footage is a great way to support channels. I think almost every channel on YouTube uses some stock footage. So whatever, I'm going to use it. And I have a few more things to go over with the cayenne pepper, but I do want to launch that this week. It has a lot of really good information in it on what cayenne is used for and some recipes in it. I think it's going to be a little dry, but it's my first in a series that I'm doing. So I think it'll get better as I go. We'll see. But hopefully that one will be out tomorrow. And then I'll work on a vlog showing you guys all the different things that we've been working on with the fencing and all of that. I think one of my LOL whatever. Yeah. I mean, there's so many people that have opinions about how people should run their YouTube channel. And I'm like, you know, when you edit the videos, when you film the videos, when you make me money through YouTube, you can tell me what to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to do what I want. I don't care. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. Not going to hurt my feelings. And honestly, we were talking about last week, the dislike button. Like, we get dislikes in every video. It's expected. doesn't matter. But I was researching, well, what does a dislike actually mean? And in terms of YouTube, a dislike is basically, it doesn't really affect, like it won't affect our channel rankings. But what it will do is the person that dislikes, it's kind of like setting up the algorithm to understand what it is that you like and don't like. So the more you dislike channels about homesteading, the less channels about homesteading you're going to see. So you're setting up the algorithm for failure if you're into homesteading in that regard. Try dealing with a client with no pics. Right. I actually do have those. Or ones that have the really shitty blurry pictures that maybe it was a flip phone like 10 years ago or something. I actually have the grass-fed beef company right now that I'm dealing with. They have no pictures that are good. And I'm like, all right, let me go find some random cow pictures, because she does a very specific breed called Santa Gertrudis. Very big breed of cows that was started on King Ranch in Texas. Like it's a breed from the United States or something. I don't know, something unique about this breed, but they're massive cows. So I have to get some good pictures from them. Yeah, Gertrudis, Santa Gertrudis. Very big beef cattle. And their meat's good. I mean, we had a burger. Yeah. Is it King Ranch?
Well, King Ranch in Texas.
That is a Texas cow. It is. The way they do say everything's bigger in Texas. It's a big ranch too, Mama Z, isn't it? How many acres is King Ranch? Like thousands upon thousands or something. I tell you what, we started watching Yellowstone again last night. We had started watching it and then stopped, but I went ahead and bought the first season. And what were they talking about in the beginning? They were talking about, you have 30,000 acres. That's not even a speck in your ranch. And I'm like, how many acres does this guy have? I haven't figured it out. He's probably got like 1 million acres or something. But if you have not watched Yellowstone, it's pretty freaking good. I'm really enjoying it.
They're approximately 5/8 Shorthorn and 3/8 Brahman.
That's where they get that big shoulder. Good show. Yeah, I'm really digging it. I'm definitely, I think my dad's addicted to it too. So we'll be watching that over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us again for our live chat on Sunday nights. Every night, 9 p.m. until 10 p.m. We try to be really respectful of people's time. We try not to go over. We don't like to do like 5-hour lives and require our people be here, our moderators. I don't think that's fair. So, we try to be on the dot as much as possible. So thank you guys for hanging out. Check out my moderators. They, especially the ones that are here and active right now, they definitely, they support the channel. They help keep things kosher. They keep all the idiots out, and I'll call trolls idiots all day long. Don't care. And we'll see you guys next Sunday. Look for our Cayenne video this week, and we will get Donald to put out a soil video soon, because he's learning a lot from these books. I'm going to put him to work. You heard it here now. You heard it live. We're going to put Donald to work. All right. See you guys next Sunday. Take care. And don't forget, don't treat soil
like dirt.
Like dirt. Take care, guys.
Peace.